Hello, good morning,
Good
Georgiana.
morning, Milagros. And
And
good morning for the
everyone.
second time for everyone. I was here earlier today, but now I'm back with Milagros. I told you guys I was going to bring a friend.
I love that. Thursdays with Georgiana and Milagros. I love it. We should
Good to be
start a podcast or something.
back. Good to be back. Good to be back. We'll see about the podcast. We have some technical stuff to work out. But you guys let us know. Do you guys listen to podcasts? Do you prefer your information in podcast format, or do you prefer Facebook? Do you prefer YouTube? Let us know, because if it helps you, then
Yes, or videos or reading.
yeah.
I know you are a reader for sure.
Let me just get my glasses right now.
I'm not a reader, I have to admit, but I have to get over that hump of not, listening more than just. It's a different.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. My friend's a speech therapist, and she works with people in the various levels of how people learn. So for me, talking to her, it's kind of opened my eyes to the differences in the way people learn. So like we always say, some people are visual learners, some people are auditable. You guys know what I mean. The auditory learners. So I feel like whatever works for you, as long as you're learning.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm like, as long as it works, whatever you're doing works for you. Flashcards,
Yeah.
video, whatever.
But I'm willing to, at least start doing at least 30 minutes of reading, because I have found that reading it's just tell me how it feels versus, because I know you do a lot of reading, but you also do videos. How would you describe reading versus audible?
I think it depends. If it's audible, if I'm listening to like a training, whether it's someone reading a book, and I'm that person, I will hack my iPad. I call it hacking, but I will use like the screen reader on my iPad if I'm reading something, but I want to listen to it. So I do both. For me, reading though, it's both my attention, my eyes are on the page. I feel like the retention is a little bit different because you're seeing the words and hearing it. So because you're using two senses at once, it kind of reinforces what you're learning. But there are times where like I'm on the bus or the train, or if I'm doing something else, that I'll listen to, some personal development or training. But with that, my attention I'm not giving it my full attention because I'm doing something and listening. So that would be the only difference, that connection you get when you see it and hear it.
Yeah, so driving, because when you're driving, you're not able to read, just audio would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that I'm willing to start both, because if I really would like to work on areas that need to be worked on, and we all have them, we all are. Good morning, Candace and Donna and Janet, Tracy and Nita. Welcome to our Thursday chat. Thank you for being here. And if you want to share, what is your favorite way of, learning personal development? Is it reading, podcast? What is it? And why do you prefer to do that? Because I want to learn too.
Yeah, we help each other. You might give someone else a different way. Because for me, I used to do a lot of reading, and then somebody was telling me about like Audible or podcasts, and that's where I started to listen to like Earl Nightingale. It was through audio recordings. So when I got started in business, someone else recommended it, and then I started to listen on the train or the bus or while I'm driving. But yeah, and then now there's YouTube, which you didn't have back in the day. And
Yes.
Facebook, our Facebook Lives. So that's another way.
I love YouTube.
Janet does listening while she's multitasking.
Yes, I love multitasking. I think that's why I prefer audio. But today we want to talk about personal development and what it means to you, and we're going to tie it up to a title advancement incentive that Avon is having. So we would love to hear everything you have to share with us about how you're improving yourself. How are you just changing that inner self that sometimes gets in the way of getting ahead.
Yeah, because it's a growth process. If you're gonna excel and have success, there is definitely good morning, Sue. A big good morning.
Veronica, thank you for saying hello. We love to chat with all of you. And if you have any questions, please feel free. Yes, type it in. That's why we're live. It's not just to talk. We want to mingle with you and also learn about you.
Yes.
So let's start it.
Yeah, Millie, you actually recently did a new personal development conference. You want to tell us about it? Because I know you're super excited
Oh
about
my
it.
gosh, it was amazing. You did the same training live,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm telling you, this was my dream, but it was a dream that I was not able to justify all it at the time because of the cost.
Yep.
But when I saw the opportunity of virtual, I was like, yes, this is definitely for me. It was the UPW, is the
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins. It was virtual. It was 4 days, 13 to 16 hours with 200
Intense.
Yes, it was very intense, and life will never be the same. That's exactly how I feel. So I know you went through the same training, and tell me how did you? I know it was yours was in 2018. Mine was recent, so I'm super excited. I'm like, I want to jump up and down.
Watching you again has gotten me excited. I'm like, I have to go back to my notes to reiterate and go through everything again. But yeah, I mean, I did it in person in 2018. But I'm so glad, sometimes these bad things happen, but something good comes out of it, because I think everything that happened last year, people started to see the value in doing things virtual, and that's now allowed a lot of people to do things, to participate in things that they wouldn't have been able to otherwise. So I'm glad you got a chance to do it, and even though we did it in different ways, we both got the same information, different experience, same information. But as Milagros and I have been talking about it and going back and forth, we were just saying how important it is to do personal development, because, like Millie said, you hear her saying it, life will never be the same again. Every time you do these personal development things, it's not so much about, I went and I learned. It's about being transformed. And if you guys remember, when we started this year, I said my word of the year is transformation, not just inspiration. And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing Milagros going through it now. I saw it in myself then. And we want to encourage you guys to do personal development so that we can see that in you too. Because it's one thing to have someone speak and for you to say, oh, that's so amazing, great. But it's a different thing when you hear it, you let it kind of grow and build and become something inside you that causes you to do things differently or be a different person. And when it changes you, you start to see different results.
Yes.
Yeah, am I right?
Yes, I mean, you totally nailed it. I mean, I want to tell you that personally, when I left, that like the 4 days, I'm like, oh my gosh, is it over? I need Tony, where are you? Come back. Why are you leaving? What am I gonna do now?
Let's roll.
But so I woke up the next morning. It was the fifth day. The fifth day is like you're on your own.
Yeah.
So I mean, I started looking at my notes and everything that I learned, and I realized that there's no way you can do everything perfect, all of it in one day. So what I did. Well, I'm talking about, get up and do the workouts, the meditation, then the priming. There's a lot that you really have to do to get your mindset set in the right frame. So what I decided to do is just take, a few, like at least 30 minutes of my day to just say, okay, at these 30 minutes, I'm going to do the priming. I'm going to, this 30 minutes, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to listen to something that I can learn and stick with me, review the materials. But I felt like if I didn't do that, that all the training that I took, the 4 days, will totally be flushed away, and that I will go back to the same behaviors, and I don't want to do that. So I suggest that you take at least one thing from personal development and do something different every day. Just one thing, whether it is 30 minutes of listening to personal development, or just learning something about, a topic or training, or, meditation, or, like, you really should look at priming. Tony Robbins priming. It's a video on YouTube, and he basically talks about how when we get up, we're already programmed to do what everybody else does: the news, the people around you, and you basically have to prime yourself to start the day to feel powerful. So if there's anything that you can start with for the day, do the priming video on YouTube by Tony Robbins. It's amazing.
And I think that's something that he calls it priming, but I think it's something I used to call it psyching myself up, because before you go out, like Millie said, sometimes there's so many negative things that are facing you before you even start your day. So you have to nip that in the bud before you go out, or else you won't. So a lot of times, I remember when we used to go prospecting, I was terrified of talking to people. So I would have my playlists to play in the car, that music, not like rocky music, but like uplifting music to get me excited. You guys know I'm big on planning. Mm-hmm. I spend a couple minutes reading and writing down my goals for the day. So priming looks different for everyone. You may be doing it already, but the way Milagros just learned with the Tony Robbins method is, it's a different way. But I like that he does priming, because one of the things he shared was that our biggest obstacle is ourselves. It's our own mindset. It's not that you're not going to find customers. It's not that nobody wants to buy from you, because people want to do those things. But when you tell yourself negative things and you keep reinforcing those negative thoughts, you have to counter that. So the priming exercise helps you it uses your breath and your physical state to change your mindset, so that you think positive thoughts. You think about what you want to happen. And it's basically just shifting you to focus away from the negative and on the positive. And he just does it in a way that helps things line up. So I like that. And I did that a lot for a while, and I have to go back to it. But we encourage you guys to do those things, but to do it in a way that's consistent. Because again, if you're just inspired by it, if you just do it for a week, like Millie said, when you leave your 4 or 5 day circle of intense learning and training where everything is great and wonderful, and you come back into your regular world and you let the real life daily problems affect you, then you're going to lose that. And I'm guilty of that too, but it's important to keep coming back to refresh your mind.
Yes. Thank you, Susan. Susan says good morning, and thank you for sharing. Thank you. We love that all of you are here, and that I feel like if you're here, it's because you can relate to what we share, and you like to actually hear us speak. Because that was another thing that I was talking to Georgiana, like I can listen to a personal development, and then my husband on the other side, he says that that person is monotone, and he can't relate to it. So I'm glad that you're here saying hello. I know that you like to hear what we have to say. Share our video. You never know who you're going to inspire, your team and the people in your life. Maybe you can use it to share it with someone, to prospect your business, to let people know how successful other representatives really are, and how, we share some of the things, and it's not difficult to start a business like Avon. So that leads me to
Yes, I'm coming. I had it up. I just need to add it. So yeah, all of these things we're sharing, it's not just for the sake of sharing, but it's to help you to get to your goals. And Avon has a really great incentive going on right now where you can earn awards for getting up to the ambassador level. And this is really great gift set. I love a tote bag. How about you, Millie?
Oh, I'm a tote person.
Right. And here in New York City, they've done away with plastic bags. So you need a tote bag. But this is a cute tote bag, plus full size products, plus a whole ton of samples. $300 worth of free stuff that you guys can get for growing your business and sharing the opportunity. So we want you guys to get psyched up, to get excited, to change your state of mind and, get rid of all the negative things that either you've gone through or you've heard from other people in the past, and shift your focus to start telling yourself that you guys can do this. We want to see you guys grow and excel in your business. And this is one really great way for those of you who are maybe not in the leadership program, or maybe you kind of got a big toe in the leadership program and now we want you to get in up to your knees, up to your ankles and up to your knees, and dive into the leadership program. But Millie, what do you think about this opportunity?
I love the incentives. I love when someone gives me something for rewarding my effort and for doing something that I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it's not only for the new title advancement. Imagine for those of you who maybe have not started a team, or maybe you have a team that is not performing, and you just have to grow your wings again and start recruiting again. That the person that gets to the ambassador's level, the representative, gets this beautiful tote with samples and products like Georgiana explained, and look at it in the screen. But you also, as a leader, you also get the same. So it's like the lip balms. When you bring in a team member, they get 135 lip balms, a total of $370. 370? I know it's over 300. I don't know about that ish.
300 plus, definitely.
300 plus. And you also get to have lip balms that you can use to build your business as a business tool. So you win, they win, plus residual income. Really look at where all these incentives are. Georgiana and I were talking about that.
Yeah.
And she pointed out that they are all in one beautiful tab under Seller Central, Incentives Hub, which all of it is in there. So what we have done is we are looking at all these incentives as a way to combine them all to be able to bring in new representatives, get them to title, help them title, or support them to title, mentor them to title. We don't want to do the work. And, take advantage of this that you are also going to be able to earn. So this is huge. What Avon is doing is amazing, right?
It's a lot of great stuff. And like Millie said, it's rewarding you for things that you're already doing in your business. You already want to grow and make extra income. And that's why we think it's important for you to do the personal development, do the training. It's always been my pet peeve and the thing I harp on a lot. You guys have probably heard me say it before. You guys are, you're here, you're listening to us, you're learning, but there are other people out there. So we want to twofold. We want to know first ways that you guys psych yourselves up and motivate yourselves, but we also want to encourage you guys to connect with other representatives, connect with your friends who are reps, and encourage them to jump onto the training. I have a circle of Avon friends, Milagros, Marcia, Jessica's. We see each other like, hey, are you on this training? Did you see the training last night? Did you get onto this? We encourage each other, and that helps us learn and grow together. But the training is like step one. You learn, you change, you grow, you do better, you earn more. But you have to do all of the steps. You can't just expect to find success without doing the trainings and the personal development. And I think a lot of times people come into any business like, oh, how do I get to the top? I just want to skip over all the trainings. I just want to be at the top. And it's like, pump your brakes, slow your roll.
It's gonna take a combination of so many things and perseverance, and and this is one of the ways we wanted to tie up our personal development experience with a goal that the company has. And if your company is a different company, just tie your personal development with your company's goal, and make sure that you continue to educate yourself mentally, and not to say no, that you can't do something. Revert that. If you say, oh, I don't have good luck recruiting, then change that to, today I'm going to go out and I'm going to share the opportunity with 3 people, and I know that at least one is going to join.
Or maybe in the past I didn't do so well with recruiting, but today is a brand new day. It's a fresh start. I'm going to do this a little differently. But the words you say to yourself are super important.
Yes, I love that. And I started already catching myself. This training really helped me because sometimes I am in a state that I feel maybe down, where I feel overwhelmed. And they teach you how to, in 30 seconds, come out of a state where you're down, where you're depressed, where you're just feeling like you're not getting anywhere. And just a smile, like laughing a lot, or jumping around, or maybe listening to music, motion, create emotion.
Right, like as you guys are watching, it happens to me all the time. Even if I'm feeling like gross, and I just say, okay, whatever, just dance. A couple of minutes of this, and by the end I'm like, oh. You can't help it. So
like, I'm coming out. I want the world to know.
Salsa on, change the music. But it starts with your mindset. You can overcome any obstacle. And that's why another reason I love personal development. It's because you're hearing the success stories of other people, but not without the obstacles that they overcame. Mm-hmm. So it's a reminder to push past all of that stuff, because we've all gone through it. Mm-hmm. We all go through it, I should say, because we all have our days. But it's important to kind of change your state so that you can overcome that, despite how you feel, despite what people are telling you, because there is your goal, you can achieve that.
Yes, I love it. And I hope that all of you get transformed with personal development. It will really change your mind. Oh, Tracy, thank you.
Great share, Tracy.
Yes, sis. I like to read, watch successful reps, consultants learn their stories and say that they can do it. Yeah, so you can. Yeah. Thank you so much, Tracy. Yes.
I was the same way. I drew a lot of inspiration from other representatives, because you have that especially when you first start anything, there are going to be people in your lives who are like, oh, you'll never be, you can't get. And it's like a broken record. It starts to repeat in your head. But I started to look and say, well, if they did, why can't I? If Milagros did, then why can't I? And I agree, Tracy. I'm the same way.
Yes, I was when I first started. I followed a lot Vandel McKenzie. She was doing speaking events for Avon, and when she showed the checks back then, she was earning over $8,000 every 2 weeks with residual income. Yep. And I was like, okay, so Vandel McKenzie at the time, she was 65 or older. And I was in my 30s, and I was like, if she started her Avon journey at 65 years old, why can I do something with this? So that was really my motivator, seeing that $8,000 check in 2 weeks, residual income. That's something that sometimes it's hard to see until you see it with your own two eyes and you hear other testimonials on how they did it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I agree. So
Candace, thank you for sharing. I read quotes and I also make my own quotes too. Oh, it's
good.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quotes are great source of inspiration. I keep little post-it notes with quotes too, Candace. That's good. So personal development, super important. I love that you guys. Oh, thanks, Sue. Sue says she looks at our videos to get motivated. Yay.
Thank
So we're
you.
glad to pay it forward. We're getting inspired. We're paying it forward to inspire you guys. Now we're asking you guys to pay it forward and inspire someone else.
Yes, and take the step forward. Make the decision to say, this is my first day for my Avon business or for your business, or you know what, for your life, because everybody needs to hear this. A lot of people are there that they don't know how to come out of being at home for a whole year. They don't know, it's hard. So maybe you can help them get out of where they are right now and tell them, you know what, maybe you can share our video and let them know you have a business in your hand. If you start your own business, I'm telling you, you're so busy that you're not going to have time to be stressed or to be in unmotivated.
You'll be too busy. I like that.
I know I'm busy.
I've been saying this whole time, my friends are like, oh, I'm so bored. I'm being driven crazy inside. And I'm like, I have stuff to do. I'm not bored. I don't have time to be bored. So I keep saying it, I haven't had such a big problem this past year because there's been something for me to do every day that I'm not like climbing the walls.
My husband shows me, like, when I start my day, I get up really early, some days at 4 a.m. and I get out of bed like I'm just gonna conquer the world. And then by 10 a.m. I have done so much, and he might be just still laying in bed.
That's
And
cool.
then I say, are you still in bed? What's wrong with you?
He's like, excuse me, miss, I'm retired.
Yeah. He shows me this meme. Look, this is you. I can't keep up.
Yeah, it keeps you busy. It does. But we're enjoying it, and we hope you guys are enjoying it too. And we hope you guys take the effort to get all of this great stuff that Avon is sharing with us this year, celebrating their 135th anniversary. Jump in, get your feet wet, try it out. Don't try, do. I'm, Yoda quote. There's no do, just try. There's no try, just do. But I hope you guys found this inspirational, and we're glad to share with you guys. We're glad that you guys are inspired by us. And as always, subscribe, like, follow, share, and we'll be back here with you guys next week, Thursday.
And if you have any questions or if you want to ask us something, put it right there in the chat. We will be more than happy. The video, Georgiana's page. That way you have access to all the live videos. She has been doing an amazing job of sharing a lot of her makeup. Look how beautiful your makeup is.
Oh, yeah, Sue. I know Sue and a couple of other ladies were on this morning for Get Ready With Me. I've been trying to share those.
You look like an
We've been having fun. Janet was there as well. Yeah, we have a good time.
Yes.
The business is fun too. It's not just slow work.
I told you, I had to share that. I said, oh my gosh, look at that look, Georgiana.
It's a bit much, but it was fun to do.
Like the CEO of a
Instagram shot.
Thank you so much.
We have fun. Thank you guys. Candace, yes, Candace was there too. Yeah, we have a good time. So follow, like, share, and we'll be back next week with more tips. And as Malik said, if you have questions or any topic that you want us to talk about, send it to us. We will join you next week, Thursday.
Love you guys.
Thanks, guys. Hey, Nitra. Hey, Susan. Bye, everyone.
Bye.